All right, man. So look, we just took a week off after the NBA Finals, so we're gonna get into some like basketball reactions, some football reactions. We might do some baseball, but look, we finna react to this video right here.
Over the course of
I thought the title was gonna pop up. Let me see. 2016 Steph was an anomaly. Shout out to Post 2K, man. He putting this together. We finna revisit some of these like GOATs. Now I remember 2016, like when I think of crazy seasons, 2016 Steph was different. And 28, like him and 2018 LeBron are on like different levels. But I don't remember exactly what was. I just know he was cold. That's all I remember. I was like 2016 Steph different, but I don't really remember like all the specifics and all the games he was having. So we're gonna react to this. We're gonna see what Steph was on in 2016, man.
history, we've seen some truly psychotic individual seasons. 87 Magic, 91 Jordan, 2000 Shaq, 06 Kobe, 2013 LeBron. But have we ever seen anything like 2016 Stephen Curry? I mean, seriously, the long-range dead-eye shooting, the scoring, the efficiency, the iconic moments, the records.
Bro, I hate that shot to this day. I'm not gonna lie. That shot literally scars me. That one against OKC, because that's what. Look, I've been a KD fan for as long as I can remember, man. So when he was in OKC, I was an OKC fan. When he went to Golden State, I was a Golden State fan. All the way up until Phoenix. Now I'm transitioning because he finna retire. I'm a Spurs fan.
Awards, and the fact that he fundamentally changed the way we play basketball. Although it didn't end how he wanted it to, Steph impacted the NBA unlike any player we've ever seen. So here's the story of 2016 Stephen Curry, or as I like to call him, the Anomaly.
Anomaly.
Steph's iconic 2016 season was fueled by what happened just a year prior. So here's a quick recap. In 2015, Curry made the monumental leap from rising star who finally got over all of his ankle injuries to MVP on the #1 seed in the NBA. It was a shock, but the team was too young. The Western Conference was too strong. Steph needs more reps on the big stage. Oh, never mind. The Warriors won the title.
I might be hating
and then came the hate. Golden State got lucky. They had an easy.
I'm one of them haters. Golden State was cold, don't get me wrong, but I'm sorry. If Cleveland didn't go through all them injuries, bro, I ain't gonna lie. If you look at this, like it would not like because injuries gonna happen. Like winning the NBA championship, it involves luck as well. Like this year, OKC, if Halliburton doesn't get hurt, OKC might not win the finals this year in that Game 7. But these are like. They would have beat them regardless, I think. But Drew Holiday, that's a huge piece. Mike Conley and Tony Allen, that's a huge piece. Pat Bev, he was a great defender though. But Dwight Howard is a big piece. This one was Kevin Love and Kyrie. Come on, man.
To the finals, and Curry didn't even win the finals MVP.
I can't say they got lucky though at the same time though, because they were the #1 seed in the West. If they weren't the #1 seed in the West, then I'd for sure be like that was
the conversation around Steph and his squad
headed
into the 2016 season. The belief being that they were just
whooping all y'all. We were whooping all y'all.
So in an interview before the season, Curry responded to the noise.
I apologize for us being healthy. I apologize for us playing who was in front of us. Apologize for all the accolades we received.
I apologize to nobody.
Individually,
you gotta put that Conor McGregor.
I'm very truly sorry, and we'll rectify that situation this year.
And rectify he did. On opening night, the Warriors raised their 2015 championship banner as a final middle finger to their doubters. And then during the game, Steph hit them with one more.
Shot for Curry. Curry facing a triple team. Fires and hit. Here comes Curry.
Bro, Steph Curry in 2016 was so different.
Curry getting off to the.
All right, I got a question. Are you taking 2016 Steph or 2022 Steph? The one when they won after KD left. Which Steph are you taking? Put in the comments.
Fixed on the foul, and a count.
Man.
Thompson on the left wing. Curry pulls it up, and hits a long three.
I'd say he rectified the situation in the first game of the season. 40 points in 35 minutes, including 24 of those in the first quarter. The message sent by Curry was
24
clear,
in the first,
including 24 of those in the first quarter. The message sent by Curry was clear. Last year was no fluke.
like, oh no.
2 nights later, they'd face the Pelicans again, and
Brett started the season out with 40 and 24 in the first.
Steph put on a show.
I would have fouled
Through
him
the first
hard.
half, he had 15 points, a couple threes, and a few assists. But then in the third, he turned into a psycho.
Yeah.
No-look
Steph.
dimes, deep off-balance triples, a behind-the-back hop-step layup, and a sidestep and 1-3 to cap off a nuclear 28-point quarter. We were just a few games into the season, and this dude was miles better than he was in his
That man had
MVP season.
40, 25, and 53 in the first 3 games. Oh,
He finished the game with 53 points, 9 assists, 4
assists?
steals, and 8 threes,
That
pushing
man
the
had
Warriors to
53
a
and
perfect
10.
3-0 start. And they kept rolling. It was win after win after win, and on November 12th, in a
this
game
was
against
one
the
of the
Minnesota
craziest
Timberwolves,
starts.
the opportunity to go 10-0 was sitting right in front of them, and Curry snatched it. He went crazy for 46 points and 8
look at
threes in the win. Golden State was
Bro was
flawless,
on
and
one,
Steph
man.
was ungodly. In fact, throughout the entire 2015 season, Russell Westbrook had led the NBA with 4 20-point quarters. Curry already has 4 in 10 games. The guy was a human heat check.
That's wild.
Seriously, you know those long bombs that guys shoot after they made 3 or 4 threes in a row? Yeah, those were regular pull-ups for
Steph was
Steph
on-
as soon as the game started. The NBA
Bro, it's
had never
different.
seen anything like this, and what made it even crazier is that it resulted in winning. Steph with 34, they win. 37, win. 40, win. 41, win. 40, win. 40.
Bro, I'll get hot. Bro, he just dropped 40 on the last 5 teams. Do not let him get 40 tonight. If I'm one of them teams, whatever you got to do, if you got to foul him hard, don't let him get 40.
Win. It was like finding a cheat code in a video game. The Warriors were now
Bro,
23-0 to
it's
start
too-
the season, shattering
Bro, they're 23-0. They haven't lost. They're 23-0 to start the year. They're a fourth of the way in, and they haven't lost.
previous record of 15-0 by the 1995 Houston Rockets. And on December 11th in Boston, they were looking to extend their record. Number 30 made sure it happened. 38, 11, and 8 to reach that crisp
Bro, that man
24-0
look
mark.
nasty.
And then they lose to the mediocre Milwaukee Bucks the very next night.
That would've been
We were
so
halfway
hype.
through December, and the
Look, they got
Warriors
shirts
finally
for it.
lost their
That's sad.
first game of the season. The streak was over, but
They
it put
played
2
25
topics into
games
the
and lost
limelight.
one.
Just a couple months
Out of
into the
25.
season, Curry was already running away with the MVP. That was unheard of. Yet,
Steph won unanimous, right?
even greater was unfolding. Golden State was now on pace to break the single season win total of 72 set by the 96 Chicago Bulls. We were witnessing a historically great season, but there's still a long way to go. Headed into the new year, Steph was being Steph. He railed off 8 30-point games in the month of January, keeping the Warriors on track with a 44-4 record.
game did
It was a great month for Steph, but February Curry,
They were at a 48, 44-4 is insane. Like, y'all just sit there and think about that record. 44-4. They played 48 games, lost 4 of them.
was magical. In the first
Bro,
game of the
that's
month,
insane.
he went ballistic for 51 points and 11 threes on absurd efficiency for his second 50-piece of the season. But this was just a teaser. A few days later, he lights up Houston for 35, then Portland for 31, 36 on Atlanta, 42 on Miami, and then his
Bro.
third 50-point game of the year against the Orlando Magic, nailing half-court shots and laughing at the crowd in the process. The chef was a
Bro is different, man.
demon.
What was he averaging?
This led to their final game in the month of February, and the
know.
opponent,
That man got so many 40-point games and 30-point games.
third-seeded OKC Thunder,
my
led by a
dog
two-headed
KD, man.
monster in Durant and Westbrook,
My
eager
dog
to knock
KD.
the Warriors off their
Bro,
historic.
I miss them OKC days, man. I do. I ain't gonna lie.
Plus, it was a Saturday night
Wait, is this the one in OKC? If it is, I low-key don't want to see this.
National television. The world was watching.
I don't know if it got
and
them
Steph
black.
was ready to add a little lightning to the thunder.
If this wasn't a reaction, I would have skipped this whole segment. To this day, it brings me trauma. Like this game make me sick. Anytime I see him shoot that shot, I cut it off. I close my eyes and look away.
Curry fires away and hits the three. Curry from the corner, another.
Bro, you don't understand how uneasy this game makes me.
Steph
I'm not lying.
with another, especially shooting Curry for three. Crossover, step back, three-pointer. Bang. Curry from downtown, puts it in. Steph and Curry.
Bro, I was so pissed that I still get mad, man. I was pissed off this game. Like I was pissed off. I was so mad. And I was mad at Roberson. From this point on, Roberson, I ain't gonna lie, I was hating on him. You know what's crazy? He from San Antonio and everything. I was pissed at this. I ain't gonna
Curry
lie.
for three. Nails it. They do have.
Bro, I'm telling you, my eye just randomly started hurting as soon as I started watching this, man. It's like my body just like, stop watching it. My eyes started burning. Bro, you know how sad that is. Eyes tearing up and stuff.
Timeout. Decide not to.
Bro, all the fans were like, get up. You can't back. Why are you backing up? That's Steph Curry. Get up.
Curry
Bro
way downtown.
pulled up from half court and came to.
Bang!
And then started
Bang!
dancing in our
Shot from
face,
Curry
man.
With 6
I was
tenths
so.
of a second
Ooh, I
remaining.
was heated.
The Chef served up a nasty 32-foot game winner for one of the most iconic moments in NBA history, and tag on 46 points,
Bruh,
tying the league
I
record
hate
with
it.
12 threes in the game
That bang,
on 75%
bang.
from downtown.
Bring me
If the
trauma to this
MVP
day, I'm
wasn't
telling
already
you.
locked up, it is now. In fact, during the game, Curry broke the NBA single season record for threes made,
Ooh, I was mad.
and we're only in February.
He broke. You know how crazy. Now the record like 402. And it might have been this season. You know how crazy that is? That man broke. They're halfway in the season. He broke the threes record. Look how he locked in.
From this point on, the Warriors were on the hunt to beat that 72-win mark by the 96 Bulls, and they were
Game
right
make
on
me so
track
mad.
until they hit the final week of the season.
I ain't never been that mad about it.
After a loss to the Minnesota
69
Timberwolves,
and
Golden
9.
State was 69-9 with 4 games remaining in the season.
They
They had
gotta
to be
win them.
perfect to break the record. First off, they faced the 67-win San
They played some
Antonio
tough
Spurs,
teams.
beating them by double digits, and then squeezing by the Grizzlies with a
Ooh.
1-point win. 2 down, 2 to go.
Like these are some tough games to go 73-9, like the end of the season.
But the next game was a big one. A rematch against the Spurs
San Antonio.
in San Antonio, which was damn near a death sentence because the Spurs hadn't lost at home all season long. They were
Bro, they didn't lose a single. Bro, I didn't like the Spurs at this point. I ain't gonna lie. And it's crazy because I lived in San Antonio and didn't like them, and I couldn't tell you why. Like to this day, I can't explain to you why I didn't like them. I just couldn't stand them. Bro, they didn't lose.
40-0, and with the
They literally didn't lose a single home game. Bro, that's tough.
Warriors on the verge of history, something had to break. But I'll tell you what, it wasn't Steph. Curry torched the Spurs for 37-5-5, giving them their first home loss of the season. This was huge,
crazy.
which leads us to the final game of the
That's
year
wild.
at home against Memphis. Win and get the record, lose and tie the Bulls. But I mean, let's be real, Steph wasn't gonna disappoint.
That man, 390. You know, this felt like a playoff game.
Puts it in.
So Jordan was ready for 15. Butler for 10 and Curry.
Wait, did the people of the Grizzlies sit out? Like the players?
Curry again.
I see Vince old
They
says.
play differently than a lot of teams now in the league. Old-fashioned ways. Curry does it. 400 three-pointers in a season. It's official numbers.
That's crazy. Man had 392 and we know he had 8 because they said 400.
The greatest
Bro,
regular
it was
36 points, 10 threes, and the Warriors are the winningest regular season team in league history at 73-9. Truly a historic season. In fact, during this game, Curry surpassed 400 threes made on the season. 402 to be exact, on 45.4% from downtown, which is beyond insane because if we look at the three-point rankings during that 2016 season, no one is in the vicinity of his combination of volume and efficiency. And not only was he the first to surpass the 400 threes made mark, but he was also the first player to crack the 300 mark. It was insane.
Bro broke the record at like halfway in the season at 287. That man was the first one to get 300. He's like, nah, that's not good enough.
And even with the increase in threes over the last half decade, no one has sniffed him since. Not even himself. It was an anomaly. And for the cherry on top, Steph is named the first unanimous MVP in NBA history to cap off one of the greatest individual regular seasons of all time. But let's keep in mind, it don't mean a thing without the ring.
Playoffs.
With the championship, Curry
this gonna make me sick too because we lost to them. We gave up
a chance to cap off the greatest season by an individual player ever. No doubt about it.
That would have been,
but it didn't start out too hot.
Crazy.
In game 1 of the playoffs against the Houston Rockets, Steph tweaked his ankle. He'd end up leaving the game and missed games 2 and 3 of the series. Golden State still got themselves up.
He didn't roll it or anything. I ain't gonna lie, like especially nowadays how people Achilles be going out, man. That would have made me nervous.
One in the series by the time he returned in game 4, just to sprain the MCL in his right knee, leaving the game and missing the rest of the series. Thankfully, the Warriors had strength in numbers, taking care of the Rockets without Steph in 5. But his MCL injury was worse than we thought, as he missed games 1, 2, and 3 of their second round matchup with Portland. But the Warriors survive without him and have a 2-1 series lead as Steph makes his return in game 4.
It went crazy that fourth quarter. Was it fourth quarter in overtime? Bruh, like he was struggling, bruh just went.
And the man was clearly very rusty. Through 3 quarters, he had just 13 points on 6 of 18 from the field and 0 for 9 from 3. It was bad, but when it's clutch time, the chef is the baddest man alive.
He's back.
Curry fires up a 3 and it goes.
Once he made it, it got
long 2 is good.
It started getting scary.
Plumlee and pick and rolls in there. And Steph and Curry
to their lead now. Curry left wide open, right between the eyes.
Oh no, he's out back.
Some ball handling, fires up a 3, does it again.
Bro, he was killing them.
The MVP showed up late, scoring 10 in the 4th, and then an NBA record 17 points in overtime to finish the game with 49-8 while letting the world know
bro had 40 still.
was back.
That's
the
crazy.
Warriors crushed the Blazers in 5, moving on to the Western Conference Finals.
Bro, we should have won this series, man. We had them where we needed them, man. We had them where we wanted them and choked.
The OKC Thunder. And through the first 4 games, Steph and the Warriors were at their worst. He was averaging just 24 points on below average efficiency that we're not used to seeing from the MVP. And the team followed suit. Golden State lost game 1, bounced back in game 2, and then got blown out in games 3 and 4 in OKC. And now all of a sudden, their back is against the wall down 3-1 in the series. A comeback that has only been accomplished 9 times in league history would have to be pulled off, which is honestly some great news because Steph and the Warriors have been all about making history this season. In game 5, Curry bounced back, 31, 7, 6, and 5 to survive and force a game 6, where the man answered once again, 31, 10, and 9.
That game 6 hurt bad. I ain't gonna lie, that game 6 scarred me. That game 6 Clay showed up. I was hot.
Alongside a 41-point nuke from his splash bro to miraculously force a game 7. And at home, the babyface turned into an assassin.
I remember where I was at. I don't think I watched this in game 7. I lost hope. I lost all faith. I ain't gonna lie. I said we ain't gonna win.
Here's Curry. Yes. Using some of the clock. And he fires.
Bro, what was Roberson doing? Bro, see, Roberson wasn't even trying. We should have we should have someone else on that man, Steph. Roberson's over here having fun getting torched, man. We really lost. That man KD joined right after. That was a bad look, ain't gonna lie. Like, if I'm being fair, it was a crazy look.
Steph rectified last season and sent his team back to the NBA Finals for the second consecutive season, thanks to a monster 36.73 performance. But his toughest challenge was now in front of him.
LeBron!
The rematch.
But I was going for LeBron so bad. I said, man,
In game one, Steph was
dirty.
bad. I'll straight up say it. 11 points, horrendous efficiency, yet the Warriors still blow
11?
I'll straight up
I ain't gonna lie, Cleveland you got to win that game.
11
Steph had 11. You have
points,
to win.
horrendous efficiency, yet the Warriors still blow out the Cavs by 15. And game 2 was a similar story. He put in just 18 on better efficiency, and that's really all they needed, as they blew Cleveland out of the water by 33 points to take a commanding 2-0 series lead. It was almost too easy, and it seemed like back-to-back titles were on the horizon, until they got rocked in the face in game 3. The Cavaliers walked all over the Warriors with a 30-point murder to get back in the series. Once again, Curry wasn't great in game 3, or in the entire finals for that matter. However, in game 4, with a chance to take absolute control of this series, he delivered.
Who is Spike going for? That man Spike Lee
With a chance to take
the Knicks is not playing. Who is he
absolute
going
control of this series.
Look at him. Bro, just cheer for whoever, man.
He delivered. After a back and
Spike might really, like, if Spike start cheering for you, you probably ain't gonna win. Now I'm thinking about it, he got on the yellow, he cheered for Curry, they lost this series. He might really be like, you might really have to, like, keep Spike away from, like, the Knicks.
first half that saw Cleveland take a 5-point lead into halftime, Steph went off, erupting for 11 points in the third quarter.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say for the game.
Golden State up 2, and in the fourth, he went for the kill shot, pouring in 13 to put the game away. When they needed him the most, he showed up. Steph and the Warriors take a 3-1 series lead, and I think we all know the history. It's a deficit that no team has ever come back from in the finals. But like I said earlier, the Warriors have been all about making history this season. And that goes both ways. In game 5, Steph struggled with his shot, and they have to go back to Cleveland for a game 6. A controversial game 6. Halfway through the first quarter, Steph got hit with 2 fouls, and he couldn't believe it. In the second quarter, he got hot for 15 points, but picked up another foul in the process. 3 more, and he's gone. In the third quarter, Curry got dinged for another, and in the fourth, it went south. On what was a crystal clear swipe and steal of Kyrie's dribble, Steph shockingly got hit with his 5th foul. And with 4 minutes to go in the fourth, he picked up his 6th. Not pleased with the call, he screams at the official, throws his mouthpiece.
That man stayed throwing his mouthpiece. I ain't gonna lie, they was cheating. They was cheating. That was a horrible call. Them last 2 were really bad.
Hit with his 5th.
I'm here for it.
Foul. And with 4 minutes to go in
been more careful early on.
Fourth, he picked up his 6th. Not pleased with the call, he screams at the official, throws his mouthpiece, hits a fan, gets ejected, and we're somehow going to a game 7.
This might be one of the most legendary games I've ever watched. Like a game 7, this might be the most legendary.
All the 3-point records, the 73-win season, the unanimous MVP, and all of Steph's other accomplishments from this golden season led us to one final game, and he came out ready. Curry drained 2 threes in the first quarter, but after that, he wasn't himself. He was missing shots that we'd seen him make all season long and turning the ball over
This
in
was such a
crucial
good game.
moments of the game.
He was tripping on that one because that was so uncalled for.
Finishing with just 17 points on 6 of 19 from the field and 4 for 14 from 3. And in the final minute, he got hit with a dagger.
Yeah.
Kyrie nails a sidestep 3 on the ISO with
That's
Steph
such a
to put
legendary
Cleveland
shot.
up 3 with less than a minute to go. Curry tries to answer, but he clanks it, and it's over. One of the greatest individual seasons of all time
Yeah,
crashed
Curry was
and
a
burned
monster.
with
I ain't
all
gonna lie.
eyes on him in the final game of the season.
That's a tough
Maybe
way to
Stephen
go out,
Curry
man.
really is just a one-hit wonder.
One hit wonder. Brothers averaging something stupid. That man's season was ridiculous.
I can't do it, baby.
Then he got KD.
I
And he
tried
started
so hard,
getting,
but I
it got
just can't
unfair.
do it, baby, no.
He doing one without KD though.
Oh, I've tried. Oh, I've tried.
Now that Steph was tough too. This Steph right here was tough too. Are you taking this Steph or are you taking 2016? This Steph was tough. That Steph was tough. That Steph.
The emotions just pouring
That
out.
Steph was
It
tough.
might be his fourth, but it means so much.
What are they gonna say now? What are they gonna say now?
Bro was tough. That was tough. I ain't gonna lie, this was well made, man. Look, that's it for the video. 2016 Steph, 2022 Steph. Which way you taking, man? Put in the comment. I'll catch all y'all on the next one. Till then, I'm out. Peace.